You know, what's a little wild to me is that we have a team in the SEC that has not lost a game this season, yet they're a little bit under the radar. I mean, we definitely wouldn't say that if it was Alabama or Georgia. But Texas A&M, 8-0 for the first time since 1992. Alabama has a non-conference loss, but they are tied atop the SEC standings. They've got a 95% chance to make the CFP, do the Aggies. 8th toughest strength of schedule to date with that win against Notre Dame, at Notre Dame. 9th toughest schedule remaining because they have road games at ranked Missouri and at ranked Texas. That Missouri game is this week. Let's dive deep on the Texas A&M Fighting Ags with Chip Patterson. And Chip, you watched the CFP reveal show, and one of the narratives there, and you can read whatever you want into this, is that Texas A&M, on paper, looking at the metrics, is a better team than Ohio State and Indiana, and they deserve to be ranked number one. Why aren't they? Well, I ask you, because I know you're a numbers guy, do the numbers really say that Texas A&M should be number one?
If you are only evaluating the result of win or loss and the teams that are there, then sure, you could look at Texas A&M's wins and be very impressed, but I think that's lazy, Chris. I think you need to go deeper into the numbers, and you need to look at the fact that this Texas A&M team defensively kind of been pushed around. You know, they've given up 23.6 points per game on the season, and while it's a credit to the Aggies that has gone down in conference play, maybe that's because they've also played some of the conference opponents that just can't score, and some of those reasons are why those coaches aren't even there right now. See, to me, Texas A&M has the best and most well-rounded team that Texas A&M has had as an SEC member. And I'm including Kevin Sumlin, Johnny Football, Mike Evans, and the rest of that crew. The work that Mike Elko has done to put together this roster has a team that can make a deep college football playoff run. But it is an imperfect team, Chris. And I think that the inconsistencies of Texas A&M's performances throughout the season, which include giving up a lot of points to UTSA, giving up a couple touchdowns to Utah State in the non-con, which include allowing Arkansas to score in the 40s, those inconsistencies keep me from ranking Texas A&M above Ohio State or Indiana, which for my money have been far more consistent among those teams up there in the top three. So if you're not going to look at the way that they played, if you're not going to look at what happens on a down-to-down, quarter-to-quarter, half-to-half basis, if you're only going to say what is the opponent's helmet logo and was it a win or loss, sure, Texas A&M argument. But any dive of depth does have Ohio State and Indiana as the more consistent team of the top three.
So to you, is Texas A&M a team that can win a national championship this season?
Yes. And this is where I need to pump the brakes on let's freak out right now, but let's do spin ahead. Let's pull out that crystal ball and let's look at what Texas A&M has that has allowed them to be 8-0 for the first time since 1992 because, like I said, well-built team. You've got a quarterback in Marcel Reed who's a little bit versatile. He can beat you with his legs. He can beat you through his arms. You've got 2 wide receivers that you've added through the transfer portal in Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion that have added an explosive nature that forces defenses to not crowd the line of scrimmage to stop the run game, which is very good behind a good offensive line. You have avoided the first big injury issue. Remember, Le'Veon Moss has missed a lot of time after going down with an ankle injury in September. Chris, I think he is going to be back for the playoffs, which increases their chances to win the national title. But defensively, while I've got some criticisms about how consistent they are, they've got one of the nastiest individual game records in all of college football. Of course, you know we are talking about Cassius Howell, the defensive end, the transfer from Bowling Green, who is just jawing at LSU's offensive line, getting them all out of sorts, getting in their head. I think that Texas A&M with a team that can score and rush the passer at a high level, those are things that you might need to win playoff games if playoff games are decided in a shootout nature. However, if you're asking me to pick a national champion, I would go with Ohio State because I think the Buckeyes have a better defense, and I might even pick Indiana's defense as well. But you said can. My answer is yes, they can. Are they my pick here today? They are not. However, they definitely can.
Tough game coming up this Saturday on the road at number 22 Missouri. A&M has lost 7 straight SEC road games in the month of November. Chip Patterson saying A&M shouldn't be ranked number 1, but they can win the title, just that they probably won't if they run into a team like Ohio State. Chip can be heard on the Cover 3 podcast when everything goes down late Saturday night. Those guys go up late for a recap.